Guys, go check out our Patreon where you can get our daily morning show and next week's episode today.
Welcome back to the Extra Yard.
That was great.
Is that not it?
No, that was it.
That was it.
That's it,
That's
right?
It was. It was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Do you want to in a world?
Dude, whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't
in
know
a
you...
Wow.
world. We're in Queens.
Wow.
A young man has a studio in his home.
Chain smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like, really pays off.
I started at 12.
Started.
I don't smoke anymore, but
You started smoking cigarettes at 12.
every now and then, like me and my friend would steal a pack of his mother's Marlboros and go down the block and
Absolutely.
get sick. We'd smoke like 6 each and just get sick.
At 12?
You're like 13, 12, trying to be like little badasses, didn't know what else to do.
Yeah, I smoked like my first cigarette at 12 on the
Yeah.
on the boardwalk in Wildwood, New Jersey.
Yeah, so
The whitest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, Rockaway Beach, Queens was where like my family had a little bungalow down. So like we would go down to the boardwalk and like somebody get like a beer, somebody take a beer from their mom or dad. And,
11 people split it.
yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's the way it worked,
Yeah.
man. You know, it's a
Absolutely.
wholesome way to grow up.
Wholesome way to grow up. This kid's never smoked a cigarette in his life.
Yeah, I don't
He's
smoke.
a healthy guy.
Healthy guy.
I
And
try to be.
you drink, but
Yeah.
you're not.
I
you're
haven't
not-
stopped doing that recently, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta.
I
Here's
was
the thing
trying to
about
reel it back in.
people don't realize this about drinking. Over 30 does not look good.
No.
It starts looking good again around 55. Because then you could do the gray hair with the whiskey at the
Yeah.
bar. It looks good. And in your 20s, it kind of looks okay. But once you get from 30 to 55, it really doesn't look good.
It starts to look a little sad.
It looks sad.
Like you're
Yeah.
running from something.
Yeah, like you should not be playing beer pong
Right.
at a bar
Right.
in your mid-30s.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I would say, well, I'm a year sober, a year and some change sober.
Congrats. Yeah.
Thank you. And it was starting to look that way.
Yeah, I'm like 9 years. I stopped at 25. I'm about 10 years. Stopped at 25. I turned 35 next year. It's around 25 is the time that I think people should just look at it. I'm not saying you have to do it.
Yeah.
Just look at it and go, where's this going? Because at that point, high school's over, college is over.
Yeah, it's been over.
Yeah.
It's been over. You're 25 now, and you're like, okay, what's the move?
Yeah.
And that's for me. It was just like I just feel like I was consistently like blacking out, and I've never do that. I'm
Right.
like, yo, what am I doing?
Yeah.
It's like I want to start doing stuff. I can't
wanna-
fucking be blacking out like this.
I can't be fucking.
Well, getting drunk and getting naked's cool when you're 16.
It's great.
It's awesome.
And
Maybe
let's-
even
let's
22.
just not clip that.
Yeah.
Let's just
when we were all 16.
You were 16.
Yeah, we'll fix that in post.
My
Yeah.
16
Yeah,
body.
Yeah. Listen, I got mad on my show, or people got mad at me rather, because I said, listen, guys, I don't want to listen. I'm all for the legalization of everything. Legalize weed, smoke it, bathe yourself in CBD oil, eat it every day, gummy bears, whatever you want to do. I'm going to tell you again. A lot of you just missed your window. Weed will never be funner than when you're like 17 or 18 and you don't have any responsibilities,
Yeah.
and you're just being stupid with your buddies and you're laughing and falling off a chair because it's so funny, and people don't want to hear that, and they're like, no, it's no. And I'm like, it just fine. You can do it when you're 36, but just know that it wasn't the time to really do it.
No, it's not.
It's just not.
Because if you really think about it, like you said, when you're 17 years old, you smoke weed and like watch a couple episodes of something and eat a whole
Yes.
bunch of candy. That's what you're supposed to do.
You're
Because
supposed
you don't have
to-
responsibilities.
You're supposed to get high and eat
Yes.
barbecue chicken pizza and laugh with your friend at a word that's funny.
Yeah. Someone said flurf. And like,
Yeah,
you just
right.
like, it was hysterical.
We just laughed. We used to like and it's not even a word. We just used to say tunk.
And it was funny.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
And we would just sit there.
I love how you have one that sticks out in your mind.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
We used to go, like, you would revisit Tunk.
we would just be like tunk, because tunk to us meant eat.
Right.
Like food. So we would just be like, let's go tunk. And it just made us laugh so hard. And we were high, and that's when it's supposed to happen.
As
But I
soon
got
as-
a lot of hate for that.
Yeah. I don't know
Why?
why.
Because you told kids to smoke at 17.
I was like, listen, it's just not a great look, man. I mean, listen,
Yeah.
I don't want everything smelling like weed.
Yeah.
I don't want the whole fucking planet high. I just don't. I just don't. I'm sorry. I know that people get mad at that.
No,
I'm
we
not saying
talked-
don't do it.
Yeah.
No.
But-
We talked about it like the other day. We were like, it's cool. Like when you come home, it's like, dude, I worked a really long day. I'm gonna smoke a little clip here and like read a book or like watch a little TV. But it's like
Right.
if you're waking up in the morning and you're just rolling up a blunt and smoking that shit and then just smoking all day. It's like, we got to find some other things to do here.
much.
It's a lot.
Got to find some other things.
I also
to
think like with Disney World, and I catch flack for this. I'm like, there's a time to go to, like, there's like adult summer camps for people that didn't go to summer camp. I'm like, I never went to summer camp, but it's over now.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just never have that experience.
This guy loves Disney World. Though.
I can't.
I love it.
I know you do. That's okay.
Yeah.
I have a whole bit about how much, but it's like, listen.
No, but I'm also in agreement with you at the
Yeah,
same
it's
time.
there's sickness. It's
No,
sickness.
it's
If
You
you're
know what I
30
mean?
and you have fucking Mickey Mouse ears on, you gotta
my
reflect.
I will say this in my defense, right? When you go and you're like, this is great, but then you go and there's also people there that you're like, this guy's got a lot of merch on and he's wearing ears. It's like, okay, this is a little much.
No, it should be the way people feel about heroin, where they go, I'm embarrassed that I do this.
Yeah.
I shouldn't do it.
Like, I
but
wouldn't want anyone to know.
God, it's good.
Yeah.
But that's the thing where it's like there's a window to experience certain things, and I'm like, no, I can't. Like, there's adults that are like, hey, I just want the experience of being in summer camp, and I didn't have it, so I'm going to recreate it and do it.
And get
I'm
drunk.
like, guys, you can't. It's over.
Yeah.
You don't have that experience. Just let it go.
Just be a normal person.
Just let it go. Like, not everyone's going to have every experience.
Right.
No, and I feel like people are very obsessed with like this sense of like they want to be weird, or like
Yeah.
they want to do like you could it's okay to be perfectly normal,
Right.
and just do normal shit. Like you don't have to pay $4,000 to go to fucking some place, some resort and act like you're in camp.
Well, it's also social media makes everyone feel like they're like they gotta have a take. It's
Yeah.
like, what does my Aunt Sue think about trade deals? It's like, can we stop?
Yeah.
Can we stop? Can she go back to doing what she's doing?
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like a lot of old, like once the old people got on Facebook though, it was over.
It was
because
curtains.
Facebook used to
Yeah.
be fun.
Facebook
It should be like,
was a
yo,
lot
I'm
of
gonna,
fun.
I'm gonna get drunk tonight, or I'm gonna see who's single. Or like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna post a picture from this party, and
Yeah.
then old people just got on there, and they were like, "Yo, the fucking Democrats
Dude, I have
are
a
trash."
bit about it where I'm like, right. I have a bit about it where it's like, it's also like dead dogs. People just eulogizing dogs
Yeah.
all day. And I'm
Yeah.
like, it's depressing.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of dogs that have been like, they fell into a bunch of tar and now we gotta
Yeah.
like,
Get your dog's carcass off social media.
why are we posting
Or
this?
it's like a hand with like their paw in their hand, and it's like a picture of that. It's like,
Yeah, but I get it. It's like this is the evolution. Facebook had its moment. It's now like the vultures have come. Like Instagram will be next because like it's a lot. Like once middle-aged white women get involved, it's almost over.
it's over for everything.
You can see it happening. Like once your Aunt Carol or whoever is
Forget
like,
about it.
hey,
Yeah.
it's toast.
It's like we need to move on. It's also just social media in general. Like you gotta just keep. Everything comes and goes.
Everything comes and goes.
Facebook just buys all of it as it's like coming up. But
Facebook
like,
just owns it. They don't care. They're like,
It's like,
except
Facebook
for-
could suck.
Except for
Who cares?
TikTok, which is owned, I think, by the Chinese government. I heard that. Is that true?
I have no.
I've
excuse
heard
me?
inklings that it is.
Inklings
Yeah,
of that,
yeah.
something like that.
It's a big takeover on TikTok. I still don't understand it.
I think, so TikTok, as ridiculous as it is, I think it's actually a lot more the way social media almost originally was intended, which is like, it's not serious. People are goofy. It's like, here's a guy dancing, falling.
It's the way it should be.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sure there are people that are making careers or thinking they're going to make careers, but the vast majority of people like get 1 million views, it means nothing.
Right.
Like they're kids, they're young, and they're kind of, like, it makes more sense. TikTok, in a way, makes more sense to me than like a 300 comment thread about climate change with my Uncle Tommy.
Yeah.
Who's didn't graduate high school, and he's weighing it.
Yeah.
Like on Facebook. I'm
He's
like,
I just don't think it's a big deal that it doesn't rain anymore.
He's like, the consensus is that the ozone, and I'm like, all right, Tommy, but the whole thing is like, I think that there's a lot of like just young people that look at how serious people take social media. They're like, we don't want to be a part of that. We just want to watch people fall and dance and be stupid.
That's why I deleted Facebook though.
Yeah.
Is because like my dad would get into these arguments about like Trump, and I'm like, Dad, like, what are we doing here?
Dude, there's a kid from this neighborhood that I like grew up with who is a complete idiot and like maybe didn't graduate high school. I don't really know. Doesn't have the biggest diplomas out there, and he's over there. All he talks about is conspiracy theories. And like, wake up! You guys are sheep. The media is controlling
on
you.
Facebook?
I'm like, who? Yeah, I'm like, who are you?
Right.
Why are you doing this?
Does he have
For
any
who?
success doing it? No.
Absolutely. What?
No, of course. I don't know. Some of them do.
Yeah,
some of them do. Some people like you'd be shocked at like
Yeah.
their ability to like create a fan base out of anybody who's there.
Which is funny
Yeah.
because it's almost ironic when people are like, they make like a little fan base out of being just contrarian and like conspiracies and this and that, and they have this following. the high that they get from just being contrarian and like, oh, I know if I continue doing this, more people are going to follow me or whatever. It's the same thing as this 14-year-old kid taking his shirt off and humping his pillow and getting all these fucking
it's
views.
The same thing. I think the problem is like once the problem is when you have a fan base, you could be afraid of them. You could let them own you.
Yeah.
Or you could just go, all right, guys, I'm glad you're here, but I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and hopefully you still think that's cool.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, when they have a fan base, you get a rabid fan base that, they will turn on you immediately. Like there's podcasters I know who like put out some inappropriate shirt, but it wasn't inappropriate. It was like they put out like some like TP on a shirt because it was like they went to a summer camp with a TP, and then their own fans were like, you are being canceled because you're appropriating Native American culture. I'm like, you've been listening to that podcast for 3 years. You know they're not racist.
Yeah.
But people are just like...
Well, we always say it too. We said something about how like the Queen, like we were like, what the fuck does the Queen do?
Yeah, we're talking about the royal wedding and how it's such a ridiculous spectacle.
Yeah,
people just tried to cut our heads off.
Yeah,
I love it. Were they English people at least?
They were like, you should probably do some research about the Queen. I was like, no,
I'm not doing research.
Yeah,
I was like, fuck
doing
that.
And she doesn't do much.
She doesn't
like
do
it's
shit.
a ceremonial post.
Yeah, which is
know?
cool.
She
Just
wears
say that.
She wears
It's
hats.
great. It's fun. She has fun. She killed Princess Diana. Whatever it is, maybe. I don't know. What do I know?
I'm 100% convinced, though, that Princess Diana got killed.
Something happened.
No one just goes and like, oh, the paparazzi's chasing me.
Something's weird,
And,
dude.
we're going to go in this tunnel and magically die
So
in a
here's
tunnel.
the thing. I'm in this weird place because I don't believe anything, but I also think conspiracies, a lot of them are stupid. So I'm in this weird place where I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to get on board with the lunatic from your neighborhood.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, that seems really weird.
I think
It just seems weird.
It's
also the
that
safest.
paparazzi ran the princess off the road.
Yeah.
But maybe it did happen. But that's the other thing. It's like, maybe it did happen. It's so weird, man. And it's like, they used to be fun to talk about, conspiracies. Used to be
They're the
fun
best.
and hang out with your buddies and talk about them. And now everybody's gotten super serious about them. And I'm like, well, guys, this is not the best either.
Well, the thing is people take them, they internalize them.
Right.
Like, I saw you guys posted something, John Beignet Ramsey, the ice cream
Yes,
flavor.
yes. We wanted to do a conspiracy line of ice cream.
It was fucking hysterical.
Yeah, Jeffrey egg cream. We wanted to do a bunch of them.
I love that. Yeah, when I read that, I was like,
jet fuel does not melt sweet cream.
a little 9/11 ice cream.
Yeah,
there.
just fun. Just bring it back to fun.
Yeah.
But I remember like
Tasty.
It's fantastic. But I was like, John Benet Ramsey name came back up because they
Right.
did some documentary.
Yeah, that's why it was in my head too.
Yeah, so I'm sitting talking with my family, and people are getting fired up about the fucking brother hit her with her flute.
Yeah.
Or some shit. I'm like, dude.
It's so specific. It's like an episode of Clue.
Yeah.
It was the brother with an oboe.
In the conservatory.
Yeah, in the conservatory.
I was like,
with a
dude.
viola.
He didn't have enough power to crack her skull at that age. I'm
Yeah.
like, when do we all become forensic scientists?
Yeah, everybody's a Nancy Grace.
Yeah. I'm like,
What a fun.
What are we talking about? It's Christmas.
It's Christmas.
Are
We're
you ever
talking
had,
about John Benet Ramsey getting her skull crushed
Right.
and open a gift.
Yeah, right.
Shut the fuck up.
Have some ham.
Yeah, Jesus.
Well, 9/11, when people were just going off about that conspiracy theory, and people would be like, "Do you know anything about jet fuel?" I'm like, "No, dude.
No.
I just
I
like,
don't- no, I
I just
don't.
like having a fun conversation about it."
It's like, and I haven't seen an episode of MythBusters yet about it. So if MythBusters really wants to do it, get a jet fuel, go out there.
Well, you know what it is?
And knock
It's like,
everybody
you know,
down.
you hate to say it because we all use technology, but you look around the world and you're like, we shouldn't all have this probably.
Dude, I've been saying that.
You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those situations where this needlessly complicates so many people's lives.
You should pass the test.
And
yeah.
it drives them insane. Like, I think that the mental illness you're seeing, the increase in anxiety and depression and all these things in teens and everything, you're like, oh, dude, this is going to be an overall net negative coming, for people's mental state, even though it's going to allow them to
Dude,
make money and everything.
Easily. And I was just
Easily.
talking to someone about divorce and how divorce rates. I was like, yeah, because back in the day, you would be in a neighborhood with maybe 100 people, and you'd marry this girl, and those are the only people you knew. Now
Right.
you know people in fucking Australia where you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, this girl's hot. She's kind of
Yeah.
close for my neighborhood, but this girl in Australia, I'm in
Yeah.
love with. She
This
looks nice.
Kiwi's a lot hotter than my wife.
So it's you're constantly comparing yourself, and especially with the kids where they go onto
Yeah.
Instagram, and it's you're constantly comparing yourself to other people. Oh, this person has more likes, this and this
and
and
you
that.
should just not, everybody's thoughts don't need to be published.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, I'm not against, I'm not because I know people will be like, what are you saying that the Twitter should? No. I think everyone should have the right to have everything out there. But like, you know, a lot of people just need to go about their day.
Yeah.
They just need to fall in line.
Yeah.
We don't need their take. It's the reality. We don't need their take. I don't need my Aunt Kathleen's take all the time.
No, that I see once a year.
You know, right. She thinks Trump's her boyfriend.
Yeah.
She goes on Twitter because boomers are in a weird spot. They either hate Trump and that's their identity, or they think he's Jesus Christ. Like there's no in between.
Yeah.
My Aunt Donna thinks Trump is a Russian asset and the country is being taken over by Vladimir Putin and everybody's a Russian and my Aunt Kathleen thinks Donald Trump was sent by Jesus Christ to put Hillary Clinton in prison. And I'm like, I bet it's neither.
Yeah. Can we talk this out? Can we find ourselves?
Guys, I bet
Is it possible there's a middle ground?
It's neither.
It's a hard
There's
neither.
about 100,000 miles in between those two thoughts.
I think he's just a casino magnate who was on TV and people said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's give it a shot.
Yeah, that's exactly
Why
it.
not? Why not?
Sent by Jesus Christ.
Also, like the whole Russian conspiracy, like that would have been cool in like the 1940s. I would get it.
Yeah.
You know, I would understand. But
It's
now
also
it's just
like it's just man, people just want it to be something that's not them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They just want it to be something that's not them. They want to be like, it's this outside thing, even in our own lives, you know? With like diets and everything, I'll come up with the craziest excuses to not eat healthy. I'll be like, well, it's the food industry. It's like, that has nothing to do with the fact that you made the wrong choice.
Yeah.
The food industry also provides salads.
Yeah.
There's salads you could just eat, but you choose not to, and then you're like, we're being poisoned. It's like, we are, but you're also poisoning yourself. A lot of that is you. I think it's just people just want it to be something else.
And then people be like, good food's like expensive.
Right. I'll just start yelling about Monsanto. They'll be like, why are you fat? I'm like, it's Monsanto did it. Yeah. Every night when I'm asleep, Monsanto drugs me it's the wheat. They're genetically manipulating the wheat. It's like, all right. But but that's not it.
There is no worse feeling though when you eat something that you're not supposed to eat. You know you're not supposed to eat it.
Yeah.
And then
which is all things.
And then
you eat. Yeah.
Anything.
It's like where does it stop? Because even if you're eating healthy, people love to tell you it's like, yeah, that's good, but it has like aspartame in it.
Oh, it never stops.
Which leads to cancer. And then if you try like you shouldn't drink carbonated water, I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up.
My favorite thing has always been like my fat aunt. My fat aunt is on a diet every other week, which I love. It's one of my favorite things about her.
Aunt.
And my fat aunt she'll explain you her diet in detail. And my fat aunt she says the same thing about every diet. She goes, you can eat what you want, but you got to be accountable. And it's the most hilarious thing because it's like, first of all, no, you can't. No. You know, but she's like this. She's like, you can eat what you want. You got to be. And then it's a ridiculous, like it's an insane, like she's like, I can have an ice cream sundae, but I also have to just have water.
Yeah.
I also have water. And then my favorite thing is she'll go, I'm like, why don't you have a salad? And she goes, do you know?
Do you know?
This is my favorite thing she does. This is my favorite thing. And I've done it. Every fat person has done this. Ready? They go, and it's the most insignificant thing, and it doesn't matter at all, and it's not at all the reason you're fat, right? And the idea that it is hilarious. They go, do you know the sugar that's in those salad dressings? They go, you might as well have a Fudgy the Whale cake from Carvel. It's like, that's not true.
Eat a cupcake. It's the same thing.
I might as well have a milkshake. Balsamic vinaigrette. You might as well have a milkshake. It's like, that's not at all.
No.
Caesar salad, have a whole fucking wedding cake.
Yeah,
why
Jesus.
don't you?
So much fat in there.
That's insane. I'll just have put lobster bisque on the salad.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not the case. But people just want, like, it's so bad. My friend, the guy that comes on my show sometimes, Ray, used to tell me there was like a diet, I don't know, it might have been in the 90s, early 2000s, where like this, you had a little card and they would give out little cards and every meal would be like a little card and then you'd have a cheat card. And you'd have to put the cheat card in with all the, and this is how complicated we've made just what should be natural. You just said it. You said it. You know when you eat something, you go, nah, that shouldn't happen. But like we fight our bodies so hard.
And it's just like, no, I'm going to eat this. And then like you'll do stuff throughout the day to like reward yourself to like eat garbage. Like a child or a dog. You'll be like, you know, I went outside at 8:00 today and I had, you know what? I deserve this.
I deserve it.
You didn't do anything.
I went for a walk.
I went for a walk. You know, my dog's feeling good.
My heart rate was 93.
Oh, yes. You know, sometimes I'll walk up a hill and I'll go, I should have a...
Yeah. Every time
I don't want to pass out.
I should have a little treat.
I got
right?
a headache because I've been on this diet.
I walked up a hill. I mean, let's not get hysterical. That's a real hill.
Yeah.
See, also like there's fat milestones though, because I'm a heavy set guy.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, you know, like I'll be like, hey man, I went for a 2-mile walk today.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then people are like, dude, we do like 7 miles.
Well, you know what's funny is my grandmother once I walked the boardwalk. I would like jog, walk. And it's like 4 miles in Long Beach, Long Island. And I came back to the house and drank a Nestle's Quick, and she looked at me. She went, "And you're even." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." It's like, oh, good way to think about it.
Probably,
you are right.
Honestly, it's probably less. Because
Dude,
you just said 2
I'll
miles.
fluctuate like 30 pounds. It's like I have a weird fluctuation.
I'm like that too.
I fluctuate. I'll be really good, and then I'll fall off the wagon. And then it's when you're off the wagon, it's hard to get on the wagon.
It's almost impossible.
It's very tough. But once you're on the wagon, you just got to stay on the wagon. And I do have that all or nothing mentality.
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys who are like, I gotta just go be on the wagon. Like I can't be. I hate to say it, like I can't be a guy that just cheats once a week or once every couple of days. Like I need to just eat really good and like cheat once a month.
Yeah.
Like like last night we went to the movies and I was like, I didn't eat anything before that, but I had like fucking pretzels with like cheese sauce and popcorn. I was like, dude, you can't eat anything now for the rest of the day because you just ate 3,000 calories.
Or like when they give you a basket of bread, of warm like pretzel bread. There's this restaurant called Ocean Prime in New York. They have one in Beverly Hills, and they just give you a basket of warm pretzel bread with butter. And you just eat it, and you could taste that it was just made, and you could almost taste that it's still kind of like dough. And you just say to yourself, God, I could eat this entire basket. And then I do. And that's the problem because you're like, I just 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's the basket.
And then they come back and they go, do you want us to bring you another? You're like, save me from myself.
Like, please. Yeah. So it's really tough.
The another fat problem is that when you're like, I'm too tired to cook.
Right.
So I'm just going to order food. But you order shit.
Oh, yeah.
Order just healthy food.
You can order healthy food.
You can order healthy. This is New York. You can Postmates anything in your house.
I don't believe that I know that it happens. I've never met a person who's ordered a salad. I've never picked up a Postmates bag that wasn't heavy.
No.
A salad's like a light thing. I've never met.
It came with a side of fries.
I'm sure that happens, but it's also like my parents were just not good food-wise. Like, their generation, I don't think was great. I think like the generation above them, like Greatest Generation, was really good because it was like we all cook at home. Meat, potato, vegetable.
That's all we had was like pasta.
And that's
shit.
good.
Yeah.
But like my parents, who were like boomers, there was like a lot of fast food. There was a lot of McDonald's. There was a lot of like when you were a little kid, you like grew up eating those things.
Oh, you're 35, right?
Yeah,
I'm 30. So like I grew up like.
It depends. Like some people's parents were really like a lot of my friends who were like Italians were like, we didn't eat anything outside of the house. You know?
That was my family. We cooked. My mom cooked every night.
Yeah, but my dad would just be like, here's all this fucking butter, pasta, and fucking heavy cream. Eat that shit all night.
Yeah, but my parents were like, here's Wendy's, which was even worse because they're like, well, you're coming home from swim team and school and this and that, and we don't have any time, and just here's KFC. It'll be fine. Here's Wendy's.
Oh, it was the best, though.
It was the best. I mean, laying down, watching Roseanne and eating honey barbecued chicken wings was probably the happiest I'll ever be as a human being.
Roseanne got canceled, right?
Yeah. Now it's like Brozanne. It's like it's just like
it's
John
Roseanne,
Goodman.
It's Roseanne without Roseanne. It's the creepiest thing because you watch it. And
Is it called Roseanne?
Yeah, it's called The Connors, which is the name of her family. And you like watch it for a few minutes. You're like, where the fuck's Roseanne? And she doesn't show up.
Roseanne was a great show.
She's great. It was a great show. It was one of my favorite shows.
Do you remember the ending?
Yeah,
it was sad as shit.
Where she won, because the whole last season had her as a millionaire, right?
Yeah,
she had won. Was it won the lottery?
She won the lottery, and listen to how this thing ends.
It's one
of the saddest fucking things ever.
It's so good, dude. And she eventually, what happens is at the end of the episode, you see her walk through her house, and her house now remember. The whole season, she was living in like this, nice, wealthy, like, palatial, like this. I think it was the same house, but it was all like new furniture.
Yeah, like Roseanne made it. Like,
it was new. Roseanne came up. She's a millionaire.
They were like a blue collar family. The whole show.
And then when she walked through it for the last time, you saw that it was just her old house, that she had never won the lottery, and it was just the same thing.
Yeah, and she's typing downstairs on a typewriter that her. I think
I just got chills. I remember that episode. Yeah,
and Roseanne was typing. I think John Goodman's character, her husband, bought her this typewriter.
Because he died, right? Isn't the show? Didn't he die, or am I wrong?
The whole show, he's alive.
Okay.
And then at the end, you realize he's been dead.
Yes, you
and
realize.
and she's typing.
Here's
like
what's
a
funny
book.
about this.
I was like, oh, you had no idea she's just writing this.
Here's
So
what's
the
interesting
whole
about
show
this.
is like very like meta in a way.
And here's
It's
the other
it's
thing.
all meta.
And here's the other thing. There was no reason to do this.
No, they could have just left.
You could have just left us all happy with Dan and the big nice house.
let's
but
fuck
it's
'em.
And do you remember the show Dinosaurs?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the saddest fucking ending, too.
Very sad.
The Ice Age came, and they all died.
The whole family was frozen in a block.
And there's a baby in there. He's like, what are we going to do?
What are we going to do?
And then it's like, well, we'll just be together.
Things were dark. You forget that like Disney films were dark.
Everything was dark.
You read Sleeping Beauty. It's like scary now. Maleficent's
Yeah.
like, I will kill the child. You're like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Like, I was like, yo, this is a show, and they're going to freeze this dinosaur baby to death, and he's dead.
Yeah, man. But I love that. To me, it was a golden era of TV.
Fuck yeah.
The golden era of TV was opening up a KFC little box of crispy strips and macaroni and cheese, and when they had baked beans, and
those biscuits.
turning those biscuits, and then turning on The Simpsons.
Yep.
And King of the Hill, Roseanne. It was like that little Fox block that they had from
yeah.
like 7 to 8. And there was like Simpsons, King of the Hill, Roseanne, and then some like other show.
Roseanne was just like...
It was great, man.
Roseanne was a great show.
I feel like
I
I don't think I've ever seen a full episode of Roseanne.
Oh, you would love
You
Roseanne.
gotta watch it.
Yeah, Roseanne was a great show.
It's a great show, and
Did you watch Married with Children?
of course.
Come on.
Oh man, of course I did.
And you want to know that's crazy?
I love that.
No way that show could be made now.
No, dude, they're remaking Reno 911 for this new app, Quibi, and Reno 911 was one of the most politically incorrect, wild shows.
Love that show.
It was one of the best shows. It launched comics. It was a great platform for comics. I'm like, how the hell are you going to make that today?
Yeah.
Are you gonna have like Nick Swartz and like?
Dude, they have like, in Reno 911, they have like Klan members making wine. One of their bits was like a Klan member, and they're like doing a wine tasting at the Klan. I'm like, this is never happening.
And
again.
Swartzen's just like on like roller skates trying to blow people. Like I don't know.
Oh, that's Harry.
Yeah.
The best.
Harry
dude,
was great.
The best. But
Five-
I love
$5, $5.
the late night. I show Ben, my producer, movies from the 90s all the time. Like I'll be like, just break out 90s movies because I miss that era of just movies. And like sometimes you'll watch these movies and you're like, oh, they're kind of boring. But every 90s movie, dude, was just you get to hang out in a world.
Yeah.
For 2
Yeah, yeah.
hours. You're just in this world, and it's not like insanely. Now everything's so plot driven, where it's like everything's like, what's gonna happen now? And it's
Yeah.
like
There's
back then,
explosions and CGI.
Yeah, and everybody's got to be plotting against everybody else. Nothing's what it seems. Nothing's
Yeah.
on the level.
It's all a Saw movie.
When's
It's
the
all-
twist? Yeah, when's the twist
when's
coming?
the twist coming? And, you know, it's Ozark. Everybody's here and there and this and that. And there's something so nice about like the stuff, like watching some old stuff. Where you're like, oh, this is just the plot. The plot of the movie is this one thing, and we're just hanging out in this world, seeing what happens.
Just like something like as simple as like Last Action Hero.
Yes.
It's just like, yo, a kid has a magic ticket. He goes into the movie and hangs out with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
all. That's all we need.
That's it. And then a
That's
weird guy
it.
with a rain slicker holds him over the side of the roof.
A rain slicker.
And then
wow.
that's
Yeah.
it.
Last Action Hero, man. True Lies.
True Lies was
Remember
great.
that?
The bridge is out. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love that shit.
dude. I mean, good stuff.
It's just, you
True
know,
Lies was good. I feel like like people don't know that movie.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
She
She looked good in that
I
movie.
believe Born a Hermaphrodite.
I think
I
so.
think
Yeah.
she was. Howard Stern, I always remember they always went after her for that
How
for
great
a while.
was that? How great was 90s Stern?
I try.
That was-
I
to
tell
me, that
I
was
tell
the
him.
best, you know,
I go to sleep to 90 Stern. Still
90s
to this
Stern
day.
is the best thing that's ever been done. It's so fucking good.
He's my idol. Yeah.
Modernity sucks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, we're all making a living talking into this.
yeah.
If we explain to our grandfather that, he'd be like, what?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
we do talk. We just talk in a funny way.
My grandpa would beat the hell out
Yeah,
of
my
me.
grandfather's like, I was a general contractor. I started as a bricklayer, and
Yeah.
I worked my way up. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a podcaster.
She's like,
And a
Yeah.
comedian.
Our grandparents would think we're just fucking pussies.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like they'd be like, you guys are fucking pussies.
yeah, you know.
And you want to know what's like the strange thing is that podcasting has become something where if you don't have one, it's weird.
It is.
When did we get there?
It was very fast.
It got there pretty quick.
Like 3 years ago, I was
Like a few years ago, nobody knew,
nobody knew.
and now it's like, yo, of course I have one.
The
What are you
other thing
talking
now,
about?
I think part of it is that like the idea is like if you don't have social media. Now I envy the people that don't have social media.
I just
Yeah.
said
We
this
were
on the
just
last
having
show.
This conversation.
You're
yeah.
the coolest guy in the world. The guy that has a family and kids and doesn't care about social media. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe has like an Instagram they update once every 3 months with like a picture of their kid. Like, hey, still happy, we're all alive.
Yeah.
That's so nice. But like the constant bombardment with other people. Like, there's no reason for having high school. Why do we need a high school reunion?
Yeah.
I know what we're all up to. And then the people that aren't on social media, we don't know what they're up to. They're dead or in jail.
Yeah.
You know, I'm from Long Island. If you're not on social media, you're in jail. Like, there's no guy that's going to walk into my high school reunion that's like, hey, I'm not on social media. I spent all my time trying to cure AIDS. You know?
Yeah, no.
It won't be that. He'll be like, I had 11 DWIs. On the 11th, the judge literally took my phone and like, it's just, you know.
Now I'm on house arrest. I have to be home in 15 minutes.
Right.
See, like, so you were born in
85.
85. So you got like another golden era too, though. It was also like a golden era of sports too.
It was golden era of all that.
It was just a golden era of life.
Yeah, I mean the 90s, 96 Bulls. Like if you look,
you
at
had all the
Dallas
cool
Cowboys.
shit.
Like,
Yeah.
It was great. Not for New York as much, but all
No,
the
no, no.
'99
The
series, Yankees. Yeah,
the Yankees. But
my uncle was at that game. I think was it the one where Wade Boggs was on the horse?
oh yeah,
Right?
when they won, yeah.
That was my uncle was at that game.
Like, and he'll never
Yeah.
forget that.
He'll never forget that.
Like even
You
like
know?
sporting events now, like if something happens, it just doesn't have the same feel to it.
Yeah,
Because everyone's like this, too.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
remember just going like I remember watching Michael Jordan as like a 9-year-old kid, like
Yeah.
later in his career and being like, this is the greatest human being I've ever seen.
Yeah, this guy's really good.
Yeah.
There was something magical about the idea that you were at a thing. I was a wrestling fan. And
I was
like,
a huge wrestling
so
fan.
we would go
Yeah.
into like the Battle Royal or Monday Night Raw, whatever it was, like you know, and you would
Fucking
see.
flipping from Nitro to Raw and shit.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And you would like sometimes our parents would take us into the garden and you see these guys and you're like, dude, this is like we're here. If you're not here, you're not here.
Yeah.
It's over. You don't
Yeah.
get this again.
Like to see Stone Cold stun someone
Yeah.
in
You
1999
hear the glass shatter?
made me happier than anything in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. I remember Hulk Hogan, like when I was like a kid. I'm talking about 7 years old. Like just watching Hulk Hogan just like get in the ring just was wild. Like watching him come out to that I am a you know, it was just wild. And it's like,
Dude, when he turned bad, I almost cried.
yeah,
I was still a mark.
yeah.
So I was just
You still, yeah.
I was still a mark.
I have friends in their mid-30s that are still marks.
yeah.
That's the big problem.
So I'm
And
watching
that's another
it.
thing in your mid-30s. Enough with that.
Yeah.
I know that it's fun, but enough with it. I have friends that I think should be put in a home because they go to wrestling events in their mid-30s. I think they
Yeah.
should. Something's deeply wrong. Something's wrong. It's
I tell
at that point it's like get a drug addiction.
yeah,
It's something else.
It's
It would
one
be
of those,
nice.
Go
It would
do
be
coke
nice.
in Miami.
Rehab would be better than this.
Much better.
Pro wrestling is something that it's almost like you're hiding like a secret life if you watch pro wrestling. in your
Interesting.
30s. Because it's just like you don't want to tell your friends like, yo, I watched Monday Night Raw last night. I'm
Right.
30.
The whole thing.
Well, the whole thing is like, how different is that from the there's like dudes who like watch My Little Pony. They call them bronies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
like, how different are you than a brony?
It's close.
Well, yeah.
It's like, yo, you know it's like
I
listen,
honestly-
when you're a kid and know it's scripted, it doesn't matter anyway because you're a kid.
Right.
And you just want to see a dude raise hell and kick some ass.
Absolutely.
But when you're 30 and it's scripted and you're like looking at it from like this critique, like
Yeah.
you're like Roger Ebert.
Yes.
Dude,
it's like this. I don't really like the storyline. It doesn't
Yeah.
really make
Oh
sense.
God.
And it's
Yeah,
like, yo,
you're
what-
30.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I didn't even know what a storyline was when I was younger. I just wanted to see Goldberg come out
It
and
would
like
be
fucking
like
spear
it would be
someone.
like if you were sitting there with your girlfriend and you go, "When's Santa coming?" And she goes, like she laughed a few
Yeah.
times, and you were like, "No, really, when's he coming?" And you know, at a certain point, she'd go, "Joe, you know, come on," and he goes, "No, where's Santa? Where's Santa gonna come?" And at a certain point, you go, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
Like that's what I just want to ask everyone at that wrestling event. Are you okay?
dude, if my fiance walked in from work,
Yeah.
and I was sitting there in my underwear
Yeah.
watching fucking wrestling on our TV,
Be a problem.
she'd be
and
like,
you're like flipping out, like,
yeah,
oh my
it's like,
god,
oh my god, Roman Reigns sucks.
Yeah.
They'd be like, she'd be like, Danny, I'm never gonna suck your dick again.
Don't you
turn this fucking
yeah.
shit off?
Sometimes I envy when I watch people that are just pure like white trash. I envy the simple pleasures of that.
Oh, dude, I used to, you fucking suck,
Yeah,
man.
like the way they get so invested in something that doesn't mean anything.
Did
to
you
them.
did you ever see the famous video when it comes to wrestling? There's like this guy. It was like who are the guys that were sitting down? There was like these wrestlers that were sitting down in a chair.
Yeah.
I think it was like Dusty Rhodes or some shit.
Yeah.
And some guy, they give him the microphone and he starts to try and ask a question and then he starts crying.
Right.
And then he just goes, "I'm sorry." And then he's like, "It's still real to me, damn it."
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh
The guy-
my god.
Yeah, and the guy's like, calm down, calm down.
it's like, "Come on, buddy, pull it together."
It's just like,
It's just like crazy, man.
Yeah,
But
every now and then I'll see like a little cousin of mine who's not little, by the way, like a little cousin of mine, will get so invested in something about sports. Like, sports is great. It's great.
Yeah.
But he'll get so invested in it. I want to be like, I want to just comment, like, you don't have health insurance.
Yeah.
That's scary.
You're
going to get fined.
You can't go to the doctor. Is that not, like, at least get mad about that?
Yeah. This year I think you said it too. This is the least amount of football we've watched.
Yeah, I
this year.
didn't watch.
One, because we just
You're busy.
We're busy.
Yeah.
But it's also like there's something weird about being an adult and just going and cheering on a team that does absolutely nothing for me.
Yeah.
I feel like if I didn't play fantasy football, I would watch it even less.
You know, and fanaticism is
cool,
cool,
but it's a fun thing to do. I get it, but at the end of the day, I think what technology has done is opened up this whole thing where like everybody kind of gets to do, or gets to be into something different.
Yeah.
So even these passions that people are like very mainstream and stuff, they're awesome and they're cool, and there's a reason why so many people like them. But there's also people that are like, I'd rather watch a YouTube video about how to build a canoe than a football game, and it's just like, oh, cool, because you're like, I watch a football game, it's fun, but I also want to better myself.
Yeah.
Like, I want to, instead of just being passive. Because that's what sports is. It's passive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like your whole family hates you, but the Giants are on.
Yeah, hey, the Giants are on. Where's my wife? Fucking someone else. Who cares? Watch the Giants.
Yeah.
Being passive, and then you like, I think people are like, I want to be active now. I want to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
everything has
wanna
to have a meaning, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm gonna do this, it's gonna like better me in some
Right.
way.
And
I can use it tomorrow.
And another
Yeah.
reason why I hate going to sporting events too, it's like you could pay upwards of hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars if you're one of those people, and they lose.
Right.
You spend $600 to watch your team lose.
Or it could be just an awful game.
You're not guaranteed anything.
Absolutely.
And you spent all this money and you screamed your head off and your team lost. And now you just go home and you're more miserable
in the
than
traffic.
your shitty life was before.
It's, but I think it's just part of like people like, hey, it's comfortable. It's what I like to do. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Generations of people in our family have just watched life pass them by and have done nothing.
But that's an inherited trait, I feel like.
Sure.
Like my dad.
But you're a product of your environment. If like everyone around you is just like, no, this is what we do. We really care about the Knicks. And we really like, then that's what you're going to do.
But it's also like most of my memories are from like my dad sitting down and watching television.
Yeah, my dad would lay on the couch. I would watch
just
him.
fucking do this.
My dad would lay on the couch, and my dad would watch the Olympics together sometimes, and he would just like, we'd get a kick out of the names. Of the speed skaters and stuff. My dad would be like, "Hey, Chavo."
You hear this one? This one?
My dad would be like, what was the other one? We loved Hey Chavo, who was like a speed skater.
Apollo Ono.
All that stuff. I'm trying to think the other one. There was Hey Chavo, Peekaboo Street.
Peekaboo Street.
That. I'm trying to think the other one. Hey Chavo. There was another Asian one.
Did you say Peekaboo Street?
Yeah.
Peekaboo Street.
That was the name, Peekaboo Street.
What country is that?
Skier.
Yeah.
Chick, I think.
Hi. So before we get to the rest of this episode, I do have to get to the sponsors. So we do have Fiverr, which is a marketplace that helps you get more done with less. Okay, it connects businesses with freelancers who offer hundreds of digital services, including graphic design, copywriting, web programming, film editing, things like that. And you search by service. You can set a deadline, your price. There's reviews, so you know who you're paying for. Also, there's 24/7 customer service, so that's good. Quality content, quality talent that you can count on. Okay, if you want to get some content done there. But the sellers have worked with some of the most influential brands in the world. Finding talent for your project has never been easier now. So if you just need a quick little thing, need some graphic design, go to Fiverr. Take 5 and check out Fiverr.com, and you will receive 10% off your first order by using our code BASEMENT. Okay, Fiverr spelled Fiverr.com, and you get 10% off your first order by using the code BASEMENT. Okay, so definitely go check that out. Also, new sponsor for the podcast, we have Undercover Tourist. This is an awesome thing that I wish I knew about before I went on vacation. So if you're planning a vacation, obviously that's hard work. It's overwhelming. Trust me, I've been there. And you want to know how to save as much money as possible. So if you're thinking about some spring break stuff and you want to go to a theme park, definitely use Undercover Tourist. It's getting to the winter, so some people are escaping and maybe they want to do a Disney trip or they want to do this or they want to do that. Definitely do Undercover Tourist. I mean, you check out their site, you're saving a bunch of money. It's crazy. Exact same tickets to theme parks you know and love for less, and there's no catch. Okay, you could save an average of $100 per ticket to top attractions for your family vacation. Okay, they have authorized seller. They have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Over 1 million app downloads of their Orlando Wait Times app, and 20 years of quality service. Okay, and it's hassle-free. Email or physical tickets. You skip the lines at the gate and go straight to the rides. You pay what you see. There's no hidden fees, taxes included. So it's literally just like saving money. Okay, it's free planning tools. There's free park plans, what to do when, saving you 4 hours here or there. And trust me, when you're going to a theme park, everything is time and money. So if someone can actually help you with here's how to get what you want to get done, and they're going to do some planning for you, this is definitely a service you want to be using. But yeah, definitely check them out. Undercover Tourist is the trusted name for theme park tickets. Okay, start planning your next theme park vacation now by visiting undercovertourist.com/basement. That's an additional discount using Basement on top of the big savings already offered through Undercover Tourist. That is undercovertourist.com/basement. Okay, I know the next time that I go, which make no mistake, I will go. Undercover Tourist is getting my money, okay? Because gotta save money. All right? So let's get back to the show. Her name was Peekaboo?
Peekaboo Street.
And she was in America.
And she was filthy. Like amazing.
And her name was Peekaboo.
Beastly.
Yeah, she was.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo Street.
Wow.
You better be an Olympian with that name.
Yeah, dude.
That's another thing, though.
Yeah.
Like,
nobody watches that anymore, and that used to be great.
I love the Olympics.
People love it, but
I
it's
can
like,
watch swimming like all day.
dude, it never does well anymore, and it's
I know.
sad because it's like great to
see the greatest athletes on the.
But it's also
in the
like
world.
as we get a country that slides into morbid obesity, it's just people can't envision. Like people used to like watch that and they're like, yeah, if I like worked hard and you know, like now people are like, like no one cares.
I feel like
People are so cynical now. You hear these stories, you're like, her father put her in the pool every day at 7 a.m. And they're like, he probably abused. It was probably horrific.
It's a horrible thought. And
it's horrible. The competition is not right. That girl should have been allowed to fail like me.
Yeah.
No one should work hard.
I'm a loser
People
too.
should just back their
She
way
should
into
be a
this.
fat idiot who works at Geico like me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why people watch
Not
The
some
Voice.
superior athlete.
People don't watch reality TV to see anyone win those competitions. They watch somebody to watch them lose, so they go, see, you never should have tried.
Yeah.
So they can go back into their office, sit there, and just, eat a meatball.
I told you Sanjaya was going to lose.
Yeah.
Look at
Like,
this
what the fuck are you talking
idiot.
about?
Look at this idiot.
Do you remember that was like the first couple episodes of American Idol? I don't even think they do that anymore. Where they remember it was like the first 3 days. You're like, yo, I'm watching American Idol because the
I
first
only
3
watched
days
the
is
first
like
two episodes.
it's just freaks.
Well, it's
And
funny.
like,
I see the comedians, like a lot of Long Island comedians will still try out for America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
These are people that perform primarily in the back of pizzerias. And they think that the only thing, it's the truth, and they think the only thing that stands between them and superstardom is performing their jokes on America's Got Talent. They have this is what I love about Long Island. Never would they be like, work harder, come to the city that's 55 minutes away.
Yeah.
None of that plays into their thing. They just go, oh, I just got to roll that dice. Life's about dice.
Yeah.
So I just go to America's Got Talent and I tell the joke that I used to tell at Ravioli's on Route 110, and then I'll be famous. And of course, none of them ever get picked.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's just hilarious. They all dress up in suits. They go there. It's like so sad.
That's why, like, if I did that, I would like try to make. You have to come also with like a super sad story too, so they'll put you on TV.
Oh,
If
yeah,
you
your
have any
dad's
kind of-
got to be dead.
If
at
you
the
have
minimum.
any kind of talent, you have to be like, guys, I'm going to Los Angeles. You're all dead.
Well, most people
don't answer the phone for a
Most
week.
people on Long Island, their super sad story is their face.
Yeah, yeah.
They come out and people just know, like it's written all over their face, like failure is written in the ridges of their face.
That was
They're
like Susan Boyle. She came out and she walked out there
Yeah,
like she was just
great.
cleaning chimneys, and you're like, who the fuck is this
Yeah.
woman?
Yeah, who's
And
the
then
chimney sweeper?
and then she
Yeah.
killed.
And she crushed.
And the other, she did kill. It's so weird. Then she
Yeah.
had a nervous breakdown
Then
too.
she's, well,
Did
of
she?
course.
yeah, yeah.
think
dude.
so.
Did she get canceled?
No, she didn't
I
get
love
canceled.
asking that.
Oh, she definitely. I mean, Susan Boyle said some probably heinous things.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
If she had a Twitter back in the day,
Oh
forget about it.
God, Susan Boyle.
I would love that.
Susan Boyle's Twitter would be fire.
Yeah,
if
I
she
wish
was
my
back
dad
like
had
that.
Twitter. That would have been
Yeah.
great.
That's the thing. Like, also, it's like that girl we were talking about today, Camila
Cabello.
Cabello.
Yeah, she said a few things.
She said some stuff.
What she said, the N word.
She said, a whole bunch of that stuff.
Whole bunch of that stuff.
What else?
I mean, dude, she was just
she
like,
posted a picture of Piglet, black with an afro, and then if you changed the P to an N, you could see what it was.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Now, what is the response to that? What happens?
Well, like, so that kind of stuff, I was just like, all right, you're reposting this on your page. Like, okay, am I going to be like, yo, this is like a fucking hatred, like racist thing? Like, obviously sitting here, it's not my fucking call if it is or not. To me, though, it's like, okay.
I think it's just a kid being stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
Why can't kids be dumb?
But apparently she also called all of her bandmates the N-word and was like, what did she say?
Yeah, she was like, I work hard and to the point where I almost cry and I'm getting bullied by 4 N-words.
That's not a little kid like statement.
That's not great.
That's upbringing.
Not great.
It's unsettling.
Well, isn't she also non-white?
I don't know.
I don't know what she is. She always just looks like she's on fucking antidepressants.
I think if you're Hispanic, there's a little bit of a window. Like a guy like me can't say that, but maybe
Yeah.
Cabello.
Yeah.
I'm Puerto Rican. I maybe have some.
You got a little leeway.
But it's regional though.
Yeah,
like
I
agree.
agree.
If you go to fucking,
You just have warnings. That's what it is.
yeah.
Like you got .08, and like we're under 21, so if we get caught with anything, we're going to jail.
Yeah.
We can't say anything. A guy like you or a guy like me can't say anything. You only hope that you have is you would be saying it to be like cool, like we're cool.
Yeah.
Like I'm like.
Yeah, I don't think that works.
Let's two and a half white guys. Let's break this down.
It still wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But if I said it, I mean, I can't get away. I can't say black.
Yeah.
Like my voice, the way it sounds, like my Long Island accent, I can't even say black.
He was black. Oh my god.
People are like,
Jesus.
how do you want your coffee? I'm like, don't put anything in it. Because if I say black, black,
I want it black.
people
like,
are like,
oh my
oh,
God.
what's he saying? What's he about to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be careful.
So a question I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Your characters that you do.
Yeah.
I love the over the top controlled chaos of them.
They are, yeah.
Have you ever had to bring it back a little bit from time to time where you're just like, you know what? I could either do this funnier or the way I delivered this wasn't the right way.
So what we do is we have this process where me and an editor, and sometimes one other person, but usually me and my editor, the guy that works on everything with me, I will have an idea. He will have an idea. Either one of us will have an idea. We'll kind of trade back and forth on what would be funny. And then the idea is just either putting a costume on or maybe sometimes not putting a costume on. But like the idea is just kind of ranting and finding lines that are funny. Some of them pre-scripted, a lot of them improv.
Right.
And then just seeing how those lines cut together. Some lines are very funny after other lines and are not funny if they're not. I mean, you know how it is.
Yeah.
So I think, but as far as like, have we ever pulled back? It's interesting. Like there's things we've done where we've said
just because of where the culture is now.
Yeah.
Because I like how you really don't give a fuck.
No,
I also
it's
think
pretty
that
wild.
Yeah,
I'm
you don't
trying
give
to
a fuck.
remember. We had a debate once about a line. I dressed up like Ghislaine Maxwell, which was Jeffrey Epstein's partner in crime.
Right.
And
I know.
we had a debate once because
Actually, I don't know him at all.
well, she's this British lady,
Yeah.
and we had a debate because I was, she's a human trafficker. She's a bad person.
She's a piece of shit.
But we said it's also
Not
fun.
a nice lady.
It's also fun, like at the end of the video, and I say this at the end of the video. I say, you know, who we never had on the island. We never had any black girls. They're very loud. We'd get caught.
Yeah.
And the whole idea was like it's just a funny thing to say.
Yeah.
And then I think I imitated like a black girl where I was like, I don't need somebody on the island being like, who all needs to stop? And it was like, we had this debate going back and forth, and I talked to some of my friends who are like, no, you're saying that she's racially insensitive, but she's a human trafficker.
Yeah.
She's a bad person, a horrible person, an evil person.
Yeah.
You're making fun of this person. She can be racist. Like,
Right.
Who was
so-
definitely
it's not
probably
not a
also
stretch.
racist.
Yeah,
She's probably
let's-
also racist.
let's be
I
honest.
guarantee you it would be hilarious if she was woke, you know?
Oh,
she
my
went up to
God.
Epstein. She's like, we need representation matters.
Yeah.
It's like
you need
there's
to
a
fuck different color kids.
Yeah.
It's like
Now.
Yeah.
If you fuck another white kid, I'm walking.
I'm walking.
we're gonna
I'm
make
done.
a union for these girls. They're not gonna have many decisions
So
to make.
that
Right?
was a debate that we had. I'm trying to think of other debates. We haven't had that many debates about content. We're pretty much on
I also
board.
think a lot of people are looking at you like, oh, this is the
Saving
comedian
grace.
that-
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's like gonna just say whatever, and like,
Yeah.
I feel like there's a group of people just waiting for a person to be like to latch onto and be like.
I don't think anything I'm saying is hateful. I don't
No,
think anything
I
I'm
don't
saying.
think so
No,
either.
I think like
I've
everything
never
I'm
got
saying
that
is
feeling
Some
from
people
you
are
at
just
all.
willing to cross a certain line that others like are
Because there
terrified.
are people out there, I think, that are legitimately hateful that will just say stuff and they're like, well, that guy's saying what he feels. It's like, yeah, but it's also hateful.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you
It's
also,
you know.
I mean, you also have a thing called the brain, which helps
Right.
when you're creating
Yeah.
content.
Yeah.
You're not just fucking spewing hate speech.
Yeah, because it's
You
one
know
thing
what I
to
mean?
be
There's
hateful
Yeah.
towards people.
Yeah.
But it's a complete other thing. It's like, yo, I'm joking around.
No,
we're
we're pretty on board, I think, and that's what me and the guy that I work with have a very similar sensibility of what is funny.
Yeah.
It would be impossible to work the way we do if we didn't have that sensibility. Like if he thought something's funny and I didn't think it was funny at all, or if I thought something was funny, he thought like the idea is that overlap is so strong that we can really work together to kind of figure out things.
But it's very refreshing, though.
Yes. Well, thank you. Yeah.
Because it's content that I honestly like. I feel there's a void for, and I also think it's something that kind of needs to be.
You know
done.
what? We look at it, we go, yeah, 90s Mad TV. That would have been Mad TV
Yeah.
in the 90s. Like it would. I think a lot of what we do would have been on television in the 90s, or which is crazy to think that it would have been on TV maybe the 90s or early 2000. But now in 2020, it's not on TV. But it's so wild to think that like we've gone in the other direction.
so
So
far
wild.
and so quickly.
So far and so quickly, where like I think a lot of the things that I've said would have the people I've said them about would have laughed at them in the 90s, but now there's no currency in that. The currency is being a victim and being upset and being scandalized if somebody says something about it.
Right.
So I think that's the way the pendulum is swung. It's wild.
Yeah.
And you have a great. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say that I think there definitely is a void because people are just terrified to say anything. Like we had someone on the show that was afraid that like after we were finished recording, they were like, I said like Latino. Do you think that's bad? And I was like, no.
Yeah, they don't even know what's bad anymore.
Yeah, you know, like, or I'll be talking to even some people that I know, and I'll just be like,
Yeah.
this black guy, and he's like, whoa. I'm like, dude,
a hard
what the fuck
beat.
am I saying?
Yeah, people don't even know what is a slur.
Yeah,
what is
like you're
not.
confusing shit. Like I'm not even
Well, because
saying
it gets
anything.
confusing because colored is not good, but then you have people of color, person of color, and you're like, well, this is awfully weirdly close. Why am I saying the word color?
Yeah.
Like it is this weird kind of gymnastics you have to do.
It is mental gymnastics daily that you have to like kind of go through. But also too, it's like you do a great job at like getting everybody.
Yeah, we try to get everybody.
You know, so it's like you could easily go like, oh, I'm gonna go leftist, I'm gonna go rightist, I'm gonna go way alt right here. I'm gonna go this way.
Right.
But if something's just funny,
It's just funny.
Yeah,
just
it's
fucking
just
be funny.
It's just funny.
I also like the fact that people can't even like pin you down of like,
Yeah.
where is this
Well,
guy?
That's the
opinion?
best thing.
You know, everybody's a baby. You know, it's very easy because the left presents as easily offended, but the right is actually very offended also.
Oh yeah.
They get very triggered, which is their word, all the time. I mean, just look at what Michelle Wolf did at the Correspondents' Dinner. She made fun of Trump and they lost their minds. And it was like, guys, it's a roast. It's what she's supposed to do. She's supposed to make fun of Trump. You might not like her. You might say she sucks. But you were like, it's an outrage. It's a scandal. And that's when I realized that, it's not per se one ideology. It's just ideologues. It's fanatics. It's people that believe that they should have power and control of what people laugh at, because that's the first step of getting control of what they think and say.
Yeah.
So I think that's the real thing. So it's like I like to make both of those groups kind of angry.
You have to.
If I can.
You have, and it's also like we're talking about people that go into a room and like if one half of the room likes what the person said, they stand up and the other one sits down.
Yeah, it looks
What the
ridiculous.
fuck are we doing?
It looks ridiculous.
Like
And I've had that too. Like on my Facebook page, I used to put out these videos where it's like people. It was like people of Walmart, and it would be pictures of these people in Walmart, and like I would just do a commentary on it, and people were just taking that, and they were completely like these.
Yeah.
Super Republican people that are like, oh, Joe's the one who like will say whatever, blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay, like whatever, and then I'll say something like, hey, maybe we shouldn't beat up gay people,
Right.
And like, oh, you fucking snowflake,
Yeah.
what
They get
happened? And I'm
mad.
like, dude, what are you talking
Everybody
about?
gets mad. Well, I was like, maybe, you know, I said on the gun thing, I was like, I understand why people want and need guns, but I'm like, maybe there should be like a waiting period. I said the most milquetoast, bland thing where I'm like, maybe there should be a way. And then the flack I got was wild. And you just like, as a comedian, I try not to care. Like I made fun of, I just re-put a clip on my Instagram about boomers. And I just went into this rant about boomers. It's funny.
It's great.
And then people are like, well, not all boomers didn't care about their kids. I'm like, of course, dummy. It's comedy. I got to generalize. If I can't like stand on stage and be like,
some people.
This doesn't apply to everyone.
Yeah. Right.
And I want to stress this. It's like, dude, that's a senator. That's your boss. That's not me. I'm in a nightclub or I'm on a podcast. Like, get out of here. Just laugh, you idiot.
Yeah. And it's like, if you go to a comedy club, like you said, like looking for some like political insight or promoted this isn't a discussion. It's a show. Shut the fuck up.
Right. I don't even get the mentality behind like being willing to go to a comedy club. Like I know people who are like big fans of comedy that haven't gone to a comedy club.
Right.
Like to actually pay for a ticket to go out and sit in the crowd and be like, that wasn't funny. That offended me.
I think a lot of people just open their pocketbook or wallet to get offended or to complain.
Yeah, they do.
A lot of people
They
just
get off on
want to
it.
complain. They like complaining. I was a maitre d' at a restaurant for like a month. I filled in for this other guy on Long Island, and like a woman would come up to me. She's like, "We've been here 3 times this last month, and it's just not been good." It's like, well, thanks for your faith. Like, why are you returning?
Then fucking
but
leave,
the
you
idea
idiot.
is like, she's like, I really want to complain. I complain to my husband all day, and he's somewhere in his car trying to kill himself. So now I can.
He's in the garage just pumping the gas.
Right. So now I can complain to you because I paid. I got this sirloin. So now I can complain to you.
Yeah.
You're So that's what it is. Like sometimes at a comedy show, and a woman will go crazy. I'll go, you know what I did tonight? I gave her husband 2 hours off because she's yelling and screaming. And I said this in Providence, Rhode Island. I'm like, all of these women that were annoying, and I had fun with them, but they were a little annoying. They were a little chatty. I'm like, I gave their husband 2.5 hours off.
Yeah.
And there's a guy somewhere thanking me. And then, and I was like, and now all that ends, and they go home. And I put the mic back in the stand, and everybody loved it because it's like, and I'm like,
fucking true.
It's true. It's literally true.
Yeah.
It's like you're just giving a respite to somebody else.
That's so true.
I can't even like I've been at comedy shows before where people are like talking and they're doing this and doing that, and I'm like, dude, what are people thinking right now?
Yeah.
Like to have full blown conversations like out loud, just like talking to their friend, like, yo, that was so funny, and like repeating the joke that the comedian just said.
Crazy.
I'm like, are you guys ever been out in public before?
Yeah.
A lot of times they are, and they do that shit everywhere.
Oh.
Right.
That's the worst part.
Absolutely.
I wanted to ask a question. In entertainment, right? Do you think like, because we do another show here called The Stank that's like a comic book show, and we were talking about like a openly gay superhero, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you do an openly gay superhero,
Yeah.
they should have like a gay partner in the show, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I
Because
guess.
it's like Superman has Lois Lane, right?
Right.
Bruce Wayne has like whoever he's fucking at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking
It's like, if you're going to go gay with the character, though,
Yeah.
are you just going to say he's gay and that's it?
I don't know. It's such a weird issue because I would have thought that like a lot more people would have come out of. I know so many people, they're actors, athletes that are gay, and they're just in the closet.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know that I know a lot of them I don't know personally, but I know of them, and I know
Right.
it's like I know that it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I would have thought that there would have been a lot more people that would have come out of the closet by now, but I just think that like for a lot of different reasons that hasn't happened, and I think people are afraid to lose money.
And that's kind of what it is. Because the reason I brought that up was because like we're talking about being PC and like stuff like this. Isn't like LA's, it's a mostly democratic place, but it's like, yo, like you guys are still trying to figure out if you should have gay characters in your movies.
Well, because they sell everything to Middle America, and Middle America is still very uncomfortable with that. And so I think it's more so than just listen, because the gay people are making a lot of traction. What has happened though, as of late, is that there is a political movement that has built with gay people in it. And it's LGBTQIAF, GBC.
Yeah, they added some letters.
And they've added a lot of letters, and all of those people have interests, and all of those people have agendas, and some of them are good, some of them are highly questionable. And so gay people get roped into this whole thing. So there's just a lot of people out there that go, you know what? As a gay person, like a lot of people go, I don't agree with this.
Right.
Like I don't agree with like the total redefinition of gender by saying that like men and women don't exist.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And that whole thing, and that there are a group of people that are saying things like, no, biological sex and gender have nothing to do with each other, which I think is crazy absurd, and any biologist will tell you that that's wild.
Yeah.
But so now, because you have this very political movement, and by the way, I don't think the majority of trans people have any interest in that. I think they just want to live their lives as trans people.
Right.
But there are people out there where it's very political. So the identity now is a political identity. It used to be. So I think that there's people that either aren't coming out of the closet or just taking a sideline because they're like, I don't know how much of this agenda I have to co-sign.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do you care if do you think there should be gay representation in superheroes or
I think
or in film, video games, whatever?
I care that people be authentic.
Right.
So my whole thing has always been that, right? So I care that there's authenticity. So the idea is that if you are a gay person, I'm not saying that you have to come out. I don't judge you morally for not coming out, but if your story is about you to any degree, I would rather you be as authentic to who you are as you can be, because that's the most interesting to me.
Right.
Do I care about representation? I think, it serves a purpose 100%.
It does.
But I think how you get there is important too. I think if you get there by fiat, which is by a dictate, it's never going to be necessarily as rewarding as getting there by kind of natural evolution of where society is.
Yeah, you don't want to do that just to score points.
No,
we're gonna hire a couple Spanish people because we have to. It looks.
But I feel like Hollywood does that though.
No, of course they.
It's just like, hey, we need a gay guy.
Yeah.
Let's just throw him in the next Avengers.
Well, aren't they redoing something?
The Eternals, I think, has a gay character.
No, there was some famous fucking movie or something that they're going back and they're making
they're doing that.
It was Santa Claus. It was Santa Claus isn't a guy now.
Well, yeah, that was an article
or something. Yeah,
we all get punked all the time because we don't know what's true and not because we are living this. So that's the other thing. How many people are well.
It's there's reports. It's this was 8 people.
Does Santa have to be a woman or a non-binary? But it's kind of wild. And I think that a lot of older gay people are less inclined to talk about this because they don't want to lose jobs or they don't want to be ostracized.
Right.
But a lot of them kind of think it's crazy and ridiculous. Most people just want to live their lives.
Right.
Yeah.
Most people just want to live their lives. Yes, representation is important. It's cool to see. I would like to see Hollywood actors, athletes, people coming out of the closet living honestly.
Right.
Because I think being honest is always a risk. And I like watching people take risks.
Right.
I think that's where you get great shit. That's where you get great comedy. That's where you get great art. That's where you'll get a great athlete. It's people that take the risk. So if you're honest, it's a risk.
Yeah.
I'm not judging people that aren't because I get there are times not to be risky. When you're honest and you take a risk, I think that the only way that we've ever progressed as a society is people taking risks. So that's kind of where I look at it, where I'm much more concerned with other problems in society. Before I care about Batman being gay, I would like everyone to have water.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Or food.
Yeah.
I would like kids not to grow up eating paint chips. Or these are more important things to me personally.
Right.
Personally to me, I think it would be all of those things.
That's the stuff that gets pushed to the forefront, though. It's hey, Flint, Michigan doesn't have clean water, but guess what? Superman's gay now.
Part of that's design. I think part of it is we realize that we can placate people with the diversity and the representation stuff. Not that it doesn't matter, but if we make it the whole story, then you have a lot of these other things that should be more important kind of fall by the wayside.
Yeah.
And, that's unfortunate.
And even with the Santa Claus thing where they said people are saying that we should go back and change who Santa Claus is and it shouldn't be male, it shouldn't be female, it should be blah, blah, blah. It's who knows how many people actually said that? It could have been one person who wrote a blog post and said it, and then someone's like, oh, we're going to do this and put it on fucking CNN and make it a talk of whatever. That also creates enemies for the gay community because people are like, oh, they gotta have everything,
Yeah.
And it's then people start to have this resentment that didn't exist before.
I do get that you have to push to get rights. I do get that.
Yeah.
I think 100%. Everybody's had to do that. Black people have had to do that.
Yeah.
Gay people have had to do that. I do understand that. I do think it's a yin and a yang. I think you push and there's pushback and whatever. I think that we're a country right now that's getting on the brink of ungovernable. We're not there yet. But what I mean by that is we're too different. There's too much that is
too much divide, or
I travel all over the country, and I go to San Francisco, and then I go to the backwoods of Louisiana, and then I go to Iowa, and then I go to Jersey, and I go, why would these places be one country?
Yeah.
What does unite these people? What values do they all share? We are becoming very, fractious. So the idea that I think it's just going to be tough going forward to get anyone on board with a clear majority for anything.
Yeah.
I think you're just we're splitting off into these little tiny factions where like
everything's a subgenre.
There's wars in the gay community.
Yeah.
There's wars within feminism.
Yeah.
There's just going to be things will splinter smaller and smaller groups, which is unfortunate, but that seems to be the future. I don't see it all coming back together unless we get like invaded by aliens. That's what like people always used to say as a joke, but like literally until we can all go, oh, we're all human, what would make us do that? Some inhuman threat. Maybe it'll be AI. Maybe it'll be robots. I don't know what it'll be, but like
we all have to come together for some kind of thing. And
it's got to be something.
At some point. Because like you said, even with the feminist thing, it was like some women were like, yeah, I think that we should be treated equally, but I'm not gonna like go punching men in the face.
There's women that are like, listen, trans women are trans women, and then there are women that are feminists that are like, no, trans women are women, and then there are women that are like, no, we have a biological experience is completely different than a man who became a woman.
Right.
Caitlyn Jenner does not have the same experience
right.
as a woman who's lived as a woman. I mean, these are real arguments that people have, and they're essential and necessary. But I also think in the era of social media, the way people have these arguments is just very volatile.
Yeah.
Nobody can have them respectfully. Everybody's either Hitler or Jesus. It's like J.K. Rowling made a comment. She's like, trans women are trans women. Like, sex is real. Biology is real. Women are women. Men are men. And transitioning is great if you want to do that.
Right.
But to say that trans women have always been women is just factually, biologically untrue. This is what J.K. Rowling said.
Right.
I agree with that. A lot of people I know are sane, rational, not hateful people that agree with that.
Right.
However, that is now people like J.K. Rowling cancel her. She's not an ally. So
how dare you?
Yeah.
You're moving her into the group of people. And J.K. Rowling, by the way, hates Trump.
Yeah.
Never wanted to ever vote for a conservative in the UK or the US. Wants nothing but gay people to be happy. Wants nothing but trans people to be happy.
Yeah.
And so easily you can marginalize her and you can put her in a group of people who hate you and don't like you and don't want you to be happy.
Yeah.
It's wild to me, and that's what scares me about the culture that we're in now, is that one wrong thing you're making enemies. And what's happening is these people that are doing this are actually creating the world they hate. They're manifesting. Yeah. They're manifesting the world they don't want.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate.
See, I also think, though, that people don't even really care. Like, I think people, they cancel J.K. Rowling, but they forget about it. In 3 weeks, there's someone else to cancel.
100%. No one cares, but I still think what happens is it's an overall coarsening. It's a coarsening of the culture where people become a little harder and a little less open to sharing, discussing, talking, all the things that you just need to do because we all live on this fucking rock. We got to communicate. People are just like, you know what? I'm gonna talk to these 5 people that already agree with me.
Yeah.
And people go, I'm gonna talk to these 5 people that already agree with me because I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to get canceled.
Right.
And then what happens is you just get these cults of people that are like insulated, and that's just incredibly bad when we've got 8.5 million people living in this city that need to communicate to figure out how to make things happen.
We barely do that because like someone like you know, like being an openly gay comic, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like pressure to be like, oh, I have to have gay material, or like I have to do this because this is an audience?
My first identity, other than openly gay, is being a black woman.
Yeah.
being a black woman has informed my life more than being a lesbian or
sure.
Identify. No, I don't. I mean, I do have gay jokes.
For sure, yeah.
They come like in a short set, you might not see them, but in a longer set, you might. But you might not. You know,
has anyone ever said to you, been like, oh, like I feel like you should be like more.
Yeah, people have said
gay it up.
Be more gay.
People
it's like,
said,
who are you to tell me how to do anything?
People have said that they said in the interest of making money, you might want to
be gay.
No, literally,
gay it up.
I've had people say that to me indirectly. Jesus. Yeah, of course. So what the way I do comedy is actually like a weird way. It's not that it's a weird way, but it's like if it's not, I do it in the way that like if it's funny or if it's funny to me or if it makes me laugh, makes the audience laugh, I say it.
Yeah.
I don't. Like if there's a funny angle on it, and sometimes there is, and there are jokes I've done about it on Netflix, on Comedy Central, on TV, but because I'm openly gay, I don't feel the need.
Right.
It's like not a thing. Yeah. It's not my career. I'm not making it my whole thing. I also know there's comics in the closet. There's famous people.
Oh, for sure.
That are in the closet, and you just never. So it's like to me, it's like all I'm being is honest. So if it comes into if it's part of the act, it's part of the act. People know. A lot of people now in my career know who I am. They're kind of buying tickets. There's enough of a little chatter. Not everybody, but a lot of people know what I'm about.
Yeah.
So there are jokes there, but it's not my whole thing, and it's boring to me, dude. If I went to a comedy show and a dude just talked about sex stuff. Like I get bored with like dirty comedy. It's just not I just think it's not for me ever. Like some of it's done really well. It's great. I've just never been into it. I've never been into somebody just making everything about, and I'm not saying that gay people, like everything has to be about that. You could joke, if you had a boyfriend and you could joke about them, but I also like a private life.
Yeah, for sure.
So my comedy's not about like I'll shit on my family, but if I'm like going out with somebody or dating somebody, I don't want to put them in. I went out with a dude the other night who's like, yeah, I don't want to be on your Instagram. I'm like, you would never be on my Instagram.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're a no one.
Yeah.
I had to tell him that. I was like, you're a
Nobody
nobody.
cares who the fuck
Look
you
who's
are.
on my Instagram.
I'm never
Logan
gonna see
Paul.
you again.
Yeah.
Dummy.
Yeah.
Are you stupid? You're gonna be on my Instagram. You're gonna be on nothing.
Yeah.
You're gonna be on nothing.
You're gonna be in a cab in 2 minutes home.
You have nothing. I was yelling at him in the cell. You have nothing. You're no.
You will never be anything.
But I totally get it. I get the idea. Is like I signed up to get criticized. I signed up to have people say all kinds of shit about me, good or bad. A person that I'm with didn't sign up for any of that.
Right.
Why would I ever involve? So like there is like I do like I might not necessarily like bring up somebody on stage. I might be less willing to do that. It's nothing to do with sexuality, but like I respect that. Like my family or me, I'll talk about that. But the idea of like bringing up somebody on stage, I don't know that I would. Sometimes I will in a very general and vague sense. But like I know people that will just, and I get it. I'm not judging it at all. But they will just like they'll date somebody for a day and everything. It's just they're out on their gram and the material's there and they're like and fuck that guy and he sucked in bed and everything. Like you know, a lot of sometimes female comics will be, and I'll be like, oh, that just feels weird to me.
Yeah, because if you're not used to that kind of like people think that they know what it's like to be at a certain point where like people are just open to judge you and they say mean shit and some people can't handle that and like it's an adjustment period when you're going through that. So just to sign someone up for that, it's crazy, especially if you're a comic who's successful on like a bigger stage. It's like you're not signing them up for a small dose of this.
Somebody said about my podcast once, they're like, oh, you should talk about your dating life more. And I'm like, well, I choose not to.
Yeah.
Because I want some part of my life that I can like not, that I have friends. Like friends and fans, there's a difference. Right. So like I'll call friends about something and I'm not going to bring it to Twitter.
Yeah, like ask your opinion.
Otherwise, it's like, what the fuck are we doing? Yeah, otherwise, then you just don't have an existence as a human being, which I don't want.
That's what, but that's what like kids do. You know, like kids on the internet now, they share everything and they make breakup videos and they like have to like, guys, I feel like I owe it to you to say. I'm like, what? What are you saying?
Yeah, but that's a lot of them make a lot of money that way, and I get it. It's just, you know, I just, you know, I feel weird about that shit. I feel weird about it
because that's. I always feel like there's always some kind of pressure in entertainment to be like, people want all of you.
I mean, there's a comedian I know right now who's putting pictures up of someone and they don't even know it. Like, there's a comedian going, oh, by the way, I'm sharing photos of someone. They don't know that I have a social media and they don't know what I do for a living. And I'm like,
yeah.
This is wildly,
like someone they're dating.
You get sued for that shit.
It's wildly inappropriate. It's immoral.
Yeah.
So the stuff like that to me, I'm just like super like, God.
Is that even legal? I don't even know.
I don't think it is. Yeah. But they're not. This is not a comedian with a huge following.
Right.
But my point is that like,
tell us his Instagram.
It's still, he'll get a following. I don't want to.
Yeah.
But like the thing is like, I just kind of be careful with that stuff.
Yeah.
I just, you know.
I think in any entertainment, you have to cling to something that's just personal.
Something's got to be real.
Something's got to be real. I can't give you all of myself all the time. And I've made that mistake even like on this show. Like I've said like things like, you know, that are like personal about like, you know, stuff that I've had with like mental health and like my health and stuff. Right. And sometimes I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Sure.
Because now it's just like, it opens.
Yeah.
You know, and then like there's stuff that you're not necessarily guarded about, but it's nobody's fucking business.
Yeah. And you know, sometimes it's just in the moment you look back at it and you're like, but it's like, it just comes out. But it's like, I'm pretty much an open book, but there's some things where it's like, you got to respect.
Yeah. It's just like, you know, that's me.
Yeah.
And just shut the fuck up.
Also, I think the beauty of being in like in entertainment and like especially like a comedian, where it's like I'm in charge of all the material. So like if you like you don't even get to suggest, like it wouldn't matter, because you don't know what you want.
Yeah,
you know, like
100%.
I'm up here doing my job, and I'm on the stage and successful because I know what you want. You know, like you don't know that.
It's just I put up a picture of a dude that he was like a drummer that I talked on the podcast about. I just put up a picture of him that we'd hung out a few times. I put up a picture of him like, hey, follow this guy's drummer account. Oof. Everybody went, all my fans were like just shitting on him, saying he's a horrible drummer, everything. And then the kid was like, whoa, he's in college, he's like a drummer. And he was like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, yeah. And but he, he was like, thanks so much, thanks for plugging me. But then he didn't realize, that's going to come with an avalanche of people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Saying that you suck and they don't like you and whatever.
Dude,
so
people call me fat every day on the internet.
Yeah. That's not, now, really? That's never happened to me. So the thing is, I've never had that happen. I've never once had that happen. What's that like?
I'm just like, the people that think that they could say that to me, like it's gonna bother me.
To me, if you do it in a funny way, I'm okay with it. Like when I did it on when I went on Rogan, people said, "Why is Rogan having Roseanne on again?" That's funny. Be funny. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I also think that it's just what I signed up for. It is crazy, but it's just kind of what I signed up for.
Yeah.
Dude, we took a fat joke that was made about me and made it thousands and thousands of dollars out.
Right, of course.
Yeah,
of
like
course.
Danny lost a bunch of weight, and he lost like 40 or 50 pounds or something.
Yeah.
And then he like put up this picture on Instagram, and it was like showing this before and after on the scale.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm just like really proud of myself, and like
Yeah.
blah blah blah. And then someone just wrote, "Still fat."
Yeah. So
That's
then,
great.
oh yeah, it's just these people, they don't care. So we got a shirt, we got a little merch.
Yeah, so then
Oh, here we go.
We put it on a Christmas shirt.
we put me shirtless on a Christmas shirt.
Still fat.
Still fat.
I love it. I love that.
But it was funny
Still
because
fat.
it was just hilarious.
I read
Yeah,
it.
dude.
When I read it, I started cracking up.
Yeah.
I was like,
Because
that's funny.
It's people just want attention.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
People message me like, hey man, I think your show sucks, this, that, and the other thing. And I'll write back like, hey, thank you. And they'll write back, hey man, I'm just kidding around. I actually like it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, we were trying to catch.
I don't
You're
even
like,
get that mentality either. Like, I don't understand
I
that.
guess they're just trying to like catch. They're like, how they're going fishing and they're like, what's debate? Is debate like, hey man, I love you, or is debate fuck you?
At the end of the day, though,
Yeah.
that's it. The truth is,
Yeah.
like, especially a lot of people in entertainment, like they are very
Negative.
self-conscious.
Well,
so they're
I'm
like,
gonna if the whole room full of people's not laughing, if the whole room full of people is laughing and 4 people aren't, I'm focusing on the 4 people that aren't. Yeah. And that's any
Really?
comic. Most comics will tell you if they're on a stage and everybody's dying and there's one bitch in the front row or dude, whoever, and they just cannot.
Why is it not hitting?
We're just like, what is it? What is it with you?
Yeah.
Now I know because that'll screw me up for the whole set. So now I don't do that anymore as much. But
Oh,
I
it
still
would
kinda
fuck you
do.
up.
Well, what happens is you just instead of you make the show about one loser. Or not loser, but like people's not liking you.
Yeah.
One person, instead of just going, oh, I got 300 people here loving this.
Yeah.
One.
You're back at the hotel thinking about this fucking one curmudgeon lady.
Yeah. You saw me at the stand. I think it was a good set, but I think the set after I did your show, I went nuts, and I put it on my Instagram. I put it on Twitter. It's got like 350,000 views. It's like
and you like went off on people.
Went off on them. It was like the show right after yours.
Yeah.
Yours was great. I think.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Yeah, yours was great. So it's like that's where you're at. You're at like, hey, is it great? Or you're like, am I going nuts?
Yeah, yeah.
It's very, it's very hard. It's very hard to be in the
Because it's
middle.
also like it depends on what you're going through at that certain point in time too.
100%.
It's like, dude, I'm
100%.
gonna take it easy on these 3 ladies, but like if something bad happened an hour ago, I'm gonna fuck you ladies.
Yeah,
up.
100%.
It's so
Yeah.
funny too because like you do the material like over and over again, you work it out, and then like all these people are laughing at the joke, and then you get to a crowd that's like not laughing, and you're like, wait, was it not funny? Or you got like, and then it's like that moment.
Well, you want to know. You're like, well, what do I have to do to make you happy? Like, because we're in this business of people pleasing and making people happy.
Yeah.
You're like, why isn't it working?
Yeah.
See, I feel like that would fucking bother me too. Like, I can't believe I'm not making this person laugh.
Yeah, it gets to you.
Yeah,
Gets you a little bit.
you ever get to like on like social media though, like a fan that would say something like, "Oh, you fucking suck" or something, and then you realize you're having like a full like conversation with them, and you're like, "What the fuck am I doing?
Right.
Why am I talking to this person at 2:30 in the morning about why they shouldn't say what they said?"
Yeah.
Dude,
I catch myself all the time.
I had to
Like,
do.
What am I doing?
I was like, dude, what? Just
Oh yeah,
go away.
dude, all the time.
Yeah.
I catch myself.
You've never done that?
No, I've never.
Good for you.
I don't really
Fucking
go after
secure
people
fuck.
because there was time there was times where I would answer someone on Twitter who would say like a mean thing, and then I just noticed like immediately that once you do that, people are like, that's how we got them. And then like the floodgates open. And there's way more of it now that you've
You're way more I'm like that. You're way more premeditated.
Yeah, but because I think like if it's
I'll tell somebody to suck my dick in like 2 seconds.
Right.
Like I'll never be like angry because then to me it's like, oh, they won. And like because I don't typically get angry at mean comments. I'm like, yeah, this is just part of the internet and part of like
I'll
the
get
job.
mad. Sometimes I'll get mad.
Fuck yeah.
And I'll be like angry, and then I'll like write something back. Like I went back and forth with a chick at 2 a.m. once.
I've done this shit too.
Back and forth, and I'm like, what is your life? I was like, what do you work 2 or 3 jobs? She's like, I work 2, and I'm like, I bet you suck at both of them. She's like, yeah, I'm not great. For 40 minutes we went back and forth, and you know what? All she said.
What is your life?
She's like, I don't think you're as funny as Theo Von. Why? I don't know why you're on Rogan. She's like, Theo Von and Schaub are funnier than you, and I'm like, listen to me, you cunt. And I just went. I was like, listen to me, you pig. You don't know anything. I called her a pig. I was like, you're a pig. I was like, I hope somebody walks into Popeyes you work in and blows your head off. You know, and then I was like, in the middle
I bet you're bad at both of your jobs.
As I was doing this, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? Why am I doing
How
this?
embarrassed are you after? You're like, I cannot believe
afterwards,
I
she
did this.
sent me a message and she said, listen, I want to let you know you gained a fan last night. You're so funny.
That's usually what happens.
And then I wrote back, fuck you. And blocked her.
Fuck you.
You know?
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Oh god.
There you have it.
Probably
boys.
have
There you
2 jobs and you suck at both of them.
Yeah?
That is fucking hilarious.
Oh god, that's funny. All right,
Here we go.
before we wrap
rapid fire
up here,
round.
we have these questions that we want you to ask. All right, what you want you to answer?
Yeah.
First one being, what was the worst job you've ever had?
Worst job I ever had. Great question. Selling. That's so hard to say. There's so many bad things about so many different jobs.
It's true.
Selling copiers in Staten Island.
Copy
Over the
machines?
phone.
Over the phone.
Telemarketing copiers
Cold
in Staten Island. Cold calling copiers.
What percentage of people are hanging up that phone immediately?
99.99%, like a lot.
Did you ever sell a copier though?
Yeah, like 3.
Wow. And how long?
It was like 6 months.
Damn, dude.
It was good. That was like great.
I'm also kind of concerned at like I would get like 10 words into it and be like, why am I still on the line? Who the fuck is this?
Dude, it was brutal, but it was a sales job that I could get that let me out in time to do stand up.
Yeah.
But I took the ferry every day. It was brutal. The whole thing was brutal. It was stupid.
Ugh.
Bad.
Copiers.
That's what you got to do though sometimes.
Yeah.
The sheets that are currently on your bed, how long have they been there for?
Interesting question. A year? I think. Wait, no. Like for what do you mean? Like washed?
Like
Yeah.
the ones that like you wrap around
You
your mattress.
haven't like
No, they get washed. A maid washed them every week.
Okay.
Oh yeah, but like I thought you meant like.
I love that flex right
Are
there.
the new? Well, I live in a house. Like I live in a house that's just a fully functional home.
Yeah.
That a family deserted because they got divorced, and I just moved into
Perfect. Jumped right in
their
on that.
tragedy. They all just left.
We're getting divorced.
So a
like,
maid
all right, cool, I'm
washes
gonna hang
them,
back.
but it's like but the sheet, like I've had it for a year.
Okay.
Oh yeah. No, I don't have
So you switch them every week.
No, yeah, I have to.
Yeah.
All right. No one's been able to do this one. Name 5 Kid Rock songs. Yeah. It's such a good question because no one can do it. They can get like 2 or 3.
God, that summer song he did, but I don't know the name of it. Like Cowboy Baby, that one.
Yeah,
That's one.
yeah.
We got one.
Baby.
We got
Cowboy.
Is that All Summer Long? Is that him?
All
I've been
Summer Long.
drinking
That's 2.
All Summer
Yeah.
Long.
Damn, we're entering
I've
the-
been
this is
drinking
getting
all
far.
day.
And that's
Hold on. No. I feel like I would just want to say dumb like Southern words, and that'll be it.
Moonshine.
That is, I guarantee that's
Yeah,
one.
he definitely
100%. That's a song.
Yeah. I'm gonna say he covered. Isn't there something called Bada Tawamba Damba or something?
I'm gonna take it. It's ba with the ba. I'm gonna take it.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that it?
Bada
with the ba.
Tawamba Bamba. I like
What
that
is
one
it
better.
called?
That was the ba with the ba. Da bang diggy.
Yes. Boom, boom, boom.
Bump,
Yeah,
bump,
yeah.
So that's
beat.
3. I'm
That's
at 3.
You're at 3.
Those are usually there's one more that's like a popular song, and then like there's
And
no
then you
shot.
shot.
Yeah.
Kid Rock.
I'll give you a hint. It's
Yeah.
it's his song, but is it his song? But there's a feature on it. A woman.
Of course.
Yeah.
I put your picture
That's 4.
away.
That's 4. We got 4. Holy shit.
Holy shit, we got 4.
Good fucking luck from here, though. That's the song.
We're gonna have to put some music behind this, I think.
Okay.
Now I gotta Google because I don't know what the fuck he's gonna say. It might be right.
I know one.
Hold on.
Oh wow.
I know. I'll give you.
Is there something called like a redneck anthem or something? Is there a Kid Rock redneck anthem? Or?
He did make a song about his little person friend that died. That was like a big song for him at some point.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the final Kid Rock song is.
Damn, we got 4. This is big.
Yeah, it's huge.
People are gonna catch on though. Fucking cheat.
Yeah.
Gonna
I'm
piggyback
gonna
off
say, Wild Man.
All right, Google Kid Rock Wild Man. If it's there, it's there.
That's just a straight up guess of 2 words.
No.
Damn it.
That would have been a good one.
You've gotten the farthest.
I mean,
on Kid Rock.
that was. I'd imagine this guy would have a
Wild
give
Man
me,
song.
Give me what?
You got close though. The redneck
Only
thing.
God Knows Why was the other one I was gonna say.
I've never. I don't know that song. The one that I knew was American Badass.
American Badass.
See, that's what I was trying to get to, and I'm like,
Wild Man is
redneck
American
anthem.
Badass.
Yeah,
But
That's
he
4.5.
does have a song called. I'm looking for it. Where the fuck is it? From 2012, Redneck Paradise.
He said Redneck Anthem. He was
close.
close.
I was
Yeah,
close.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
So you were right there, but it's a toughie, man. But no one can do it. I hope no one ever gets it.
Yeah. People are gonna cheat. We're gonna have to switch the artist up at some point.
I don't think they're gonna be. They won't know.
Who do you tell? Who do people tell you look like?
Farley or Kevin James.
Okay.
Kevin
Do you
James.
like either of those?
I think they're both great.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of like comedic value,
Come on.
it's great.
Yeah.
They're both genius. I mean, I think Farley's funnier,
Yeah.
but Kevin James is great.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think Chris is a funnier entity than Kevin
For
James.
sure. For sure.
Kevin James is good.
Farley, I get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin, I think it's just especially Asians, they think all fat white guys are one guy. Like Asian people get very excited.
Oh yeah.
Because,
like
you
if
know-
you got off a plane,
He was in Beverly Hills Ninja.
if you got
Yeah.
off a plane in Hong Kong, you would get swarmed.
They would think I was famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to do that.
You should.
should
And just
do
see if
that.
people just fucking run to you.
I deserve it.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
do.
You
I
deserve
do.
so many pictures.
Yeah.
There's so many pictures.
But see, what's funny is like if I lose 30 or 40 pounds, then I won't get it as much.
No. You'll get like a Jonah Hill type thing.
But then,
like when I lose weight,
Yeah.
I don't get it as much either.
interesting, yeah.
Which kind of pisses me off. I want the fat energy all the time.
yeah.
You know?
this is what you say right before you fucking order poutine or whatever.
Yeah.
What is something you have to do every day?
Like that isn't like P or PP.
Be funny.
Yeah.
Be funny.
Yeah.
I just have to be Twitter, Instagram. Like even if I have no shows and I'm not doing anything else, I still have to be funny.
Yeah.
Which is exhausting.
Yeah, it
You
is.
just have to.
I just kind of have to.
For you or for them?
Probably more for me, but I think a lot of it's for them. But a lot of it's just for me because like I'm worried about losing it.
Yeah.
I'm worried about not being funny for a while and then being like, oh fuck.
I
I've seen
lost
it
it.
happen.
Where people
I've seen
like-
people lose their funny.
They take time off and then
Listen, there's a couple of comedians that I think are brilliant. That even when I listen to their albums, I'll be like, they have some brilliant bits, but overall, they've kind of lost their funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which celebrity do you want to punch in the face?
Chelsea Handler.
Chelsea Handler.
Really?
Chelsea Handler annoys me the most. I mean, I wouldn't hit her ever.
Right.
And she'd beat me up, I think, because she'd win. That's why I wouldn't hit her. She'd win the fight.
She's a tough lady.
She is uniquely annoying
Yeah.
because
I
the
was-
hypocrisy is very blatant. She had made a whole career of cheap race drugs, calling that little guy a nugget.
Yeah.
And now...
And he died recently.
And Giannis made a great point at dinner the other night. Giannis Pops goes, we know what nugget is real close to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get real.
Camila Cabello knows as well.
Right. Yeah. There's certain letters in there.
So
that
she's
are,
kind of annoying.
yeah.
Rate yourself 1 to 10.
Oh, interesting.
Just encompass the shit out of yourself.
Yeah.
6.
Love it.
Of round 6.
A 6. Strong 6.
What
One
bumps,
day a 9.
What bumps you over a 5?
1 day a 9.
Oh, tenacity.
That's a great word.
You know, like
Yeah.
just being
Just an intense guy.
just going and just doing it.
being
But
a-
I mean, the 10s of the world, like a 10 would be like Obama.
Right.
So
That guy's a
like
monster,
you want
yeah.
to talk about machines or a Rogan, like people that are machines.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I don't, I'm 6 is still being very generous for myself.
Yeah.
If Obama's,
I'm
10.
with you
If
on
Obama's 10, me being a 6, I'm really treating myself well.
No.
In that,
You want to know what it is? You have intangibles.
Right. I agree.
That's what bumps you up.
That's right.
Intangibles help lift me too.
I agree.
It's the same way. What game show would you have the best chance on?
Oh, good question. I sometimes I'll watch Jeopardy and I'm like, man, if I'd been on this one, it would have been good. But I don't think I'd be that good at Jeopardy. I don't think I'd be good at Price is Right. I don't know what a lot of stuff costs. Like, I've watched that a few times and I'm like, I don't know what a vacuum cleaner costs. Like, I don't know. But I would see, and Wheel of Fortune, I don't think I'd be that good at. I think I would be decent. Oh, God, it's so tough. Maybe, I don't know. It's Family Feud. You can't ever know because you have to play it with a bunch of different
Well, do you
people.
trust your family to be good on it?
No. No. You can't. I don't trust my family to be good on it. I mean, it's just like, I'm trying to think what game show. Supermarket Sweep.
Wow.
Old school.
That was a great
You
game.
really dug in for that one.
Because that's an interesting, what is it again?
It's when you basically run through a supermarket and just do this.
You grab as much as you can.
Yeah, I think I could do that.
Yeah.
I'll say that one.
What aisle are you going to first?
To get the most expensive stuff?
Right?
Isn't that what the sweep is?
Yeah,
think so?
Yeah. I saw a dude. Listen how smart this guy was. This guy ran into a supermarket. They did this 1 minute supermarket sweep shit where you can grab anything in the store. You had no, it was 30 seconds.
Yeah.
He grabbed 2 huge TVs and laid them flat on the floor and stockpiled cameras, laptops, and a bunch of shit on it and pushed it like a sled through the finish line. So he put the TVs like this, put all the expensive shit on top.
Supermarket has TV.
No. It was some Asian electronics store.
Yes.
And he was just fucking pushing the whole thing. He must have came out with like $40,000.
I want to watch that now, Supermarket Sweep.
Yeah,
but that's the one I would say.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got here? The last one. Are you happy today?
Today, yeah.
Good.
Nice. I'm waiting for a no.
Yeah, we haven't got a no yet.
Today's been a good day.
Yeah, today's fine.
You're in New York for a while for the
Till
holidays?
the first, and then I got to get out of here.
You out on Long Island?
No, I'm gonna stay in the city, a hotel. I can't.
Yeah.
You don't
Too
wanna
much
go-
heroin in Long Island these days.
No, I mean Long Island's great for an afternoon,
Yeah.
or in the summer I could do a day and a half.
You go-
Why does Long Island have so much heroin now? Is there a reason?
The people,
Yeah. I think the heroin and the peeps.
the people.
The taxes.
I think that's who it is.
It's the property tax.
It's not the cats and dogs doing it, right?
Yeah,
So
no.
I would blame the people.
It's not all the lightning bugs you see
I
out
would
there.
have to blame the people.
Yeah.
It's crazy because you go to Long Island, it's a nice, quiet Long Island night, and just everyone's doing heroin, it feels
Everyone's off the age.
God. Long Island is one of the. I've pitched a million shows about Long Island.
Yeah.
None of them have ever. No show about Long Island other than like Long Island Medium. Everybody loves Rainbow shot Long Island, but that could have been shot anywhere. It had no distinguish it. Like
Right.
there's never been anything about Long. Every reality show that they try to make about it fails. It's a very interesting place. It's almost too grotesque. It's almost it's interesting. It has no redeeming qualities. Like even the Jersey Shore, it has redeeming qualities. You're like,
Something, yeah.
At least they go to the gym,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
They're tan.
At least they're loyal.
Yeah.
Like there's no redeeming. No place has less redeeming. Like if you do a show like Swamp People or whatever, any of these shows about Hicks or mountain people, and it's like, well, at least they can like till the land and make their own food. At
They
least
love
they're-
their family.
Even, at the very least, at least they're kind of like quirky and fun. Like they're like,
There's some cool shit.
there's some redeeming quality to them. Long Island, New York, has no redeeming qualities. It is a place. It is really a place where all its negatives are what it clings to and what it has. Its negatives are its positives because they're the only thing there.
Yeah. Now, if you do material like that in Long Island, it has to kill.
Yes.
Yeah, because they know it.
Here's the
know
thing.
it's true.
I'll tell you this before I leave. This is maybe the most Long Island thing ever. I did a podcast the other day about all these guys I used to work mortgages with. I called them all thieves. I said they were all immoral people that would sell their own mothers. And they all, somehow it found one of them, and they all listened to it. And they all, can you hand me my phone? I want to read the message.
Oh, yeah.
Is this a group chat?
No, this is a message that
I called them all thieves.
They would all sell their mothers. It has no redeeming qualities.
Let me read you this because this is truly amazing. Now I called all these people, you know.
I can't wait for this.
I got this message. I was like, ugh, maybe I shouldn't have said this, you know. Loved all of it. Crazy you remember so much. Appreciate all of it. Made me laugh and feel all at once. True entertainment. Keep going, kid. They are impossible to be shamed. It is impossible. It is kryptonite on a level that you couldn't even... It wouldn't even...
Loved all of it.
Loved all of it.
You want to know what that is?
It's amazing.
It's a redeeming quality.
It might be a redeeming quality. That might be a redeeming quality.
That's what that is.
And great sandwiches.
Yes.
Great sandwiches and cannot be offended.
Cannot be offended.
Good for them.
Cannot.
Good for them.
Oh shit. Well, Tim,
thank you so much, guys.
Where can people like find
Tim
you?
J Dillon Dillon on Instagram and Twitter. You could listen to the podcast Tim Dillon Show, which is on Apple Podcasts and everywhere. All my live dates are on social media, but they're also on timdilloncomedy.com if you want to go out and see a show and stare at me in the front row and not laugh.
There you go. And thanks for coming on.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
We'll see you guys next time.